Okay, YouTube, the adventure continues. So I'm here, Port Ludlow, Washington. Beautiful June day. Mount Baker's out there somewhere on the other side of that house. I'm at my friend's house. 6 miles before getting here, I threw my chain. So I heard the chain clunk clunk. I put it in neutral. I coasted it to a stop, and this is what was waiting for me. Basically, I don't know if basically is the right word. The teeth are gone. So even if I were to get the chain back on, it wouldn't take very far for it to throw again and probably causing more damage to other parts of the bike. What I'm concerned about most is why it did this. You know, was it too much? Was it too loose? Was it too tight? I did do some, as if you're following me, I went from Riverside, California to Santa Monica, basically up to the border of Canada. Not basically, but literally. I went to the border of Canada. I got a video of it. Um, so put a lot of miles on it. Now, obviously, this isn't a stock sprocket. This is a, I want to say, not aluminum, alloy or something. So it's a lightweight one. And, you know, I was pre-warned that these lightweight ones would tend to do this. But I don't know if it was mechanical error on my part and the chain being too tight or too slack. Now, the chain itself is in okay condition. There's some dings and bends, but I'm thinking I'm going to do both sprockets and the chain anyways. Now, the front sprocket is, we did go down or up on a couple of teeth, but look at the teeth on the front are fine. So, you know, if you're following me because you're a friend or family and curious, you know, this is all good stuff. But if you're following because you're interested in KLR chain and sprocket repair, that is a decent looking teeth on that front sprocket. The chain has some nicks from banging around. I don't like the looks of that. And this is what you don't want your sprocket teeth to look like, just like little ripples. There's things called half moon, things called shark teeth, where they're bent a certain way. Nonetheless, you don't need to know much about mechanics to realize that is not a good sprocket. So I have AAA RV package that'll tow my motorcycle anywhere, 100 miles anywhere. I was only 6 miles away, so I went ahead and I called AAA and towed me here. I'm a little bit 6 miles north of Port Ludlow, and I'll say that very courteous people. About everybody stopped. Everybody stopped on the side, asked me if I needed anything, if I needed to use their cell phone. Speaking of cell phones, the Samsung I've been doing the videos on, the battery shot. It will not hold a charge. I was down to 2%. Had to hook it up to auxiliary battery just to call AAA. So that's one task I'm going to do besides getting this bike back on the road. But I'm going to do the teardown in a little bit. Right after this. I don't know, maybe you could watch some of it. But I got all the tools. These are the tools I travel with. All that mess. Everything goes in that bag. So what it's going to take, the tightener bolts, chain tensioner. These are 13s. So I got my 13 wrench to handle that. This is a 19. Got my 19 ready to go. On the other side is 24. Boom, 24. And then the sprocket bolts themselves are 12. And I have majority of sockets that could do that will do the same. So I'll take this off, start disassembling it. You know, I can't go far with it today. You know, here's the rub. I have the same exact one brand new. I have the sprocket at home, and I had it in my side carrier for weeks or months, and then on this trip I said I don't need to carry it with me. I also have my stock one that's steel, you know, it's heavy duty steel, and that's at home. So I'm either going to, the quickest one on Amazon would have been here on Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to do that. May or may not, I don't know. I think I'm just going to see what we can find maybe in Bremerton, Washington tomorrow. One of the beauties about the KLR is these aren't, you know, unique parts. These aren't parts that you cannot find anywhere. So, and they're not expensive. So par for the course. I guess if I was in Southern California, you know, I might find a motorcycle shop open on Sunday, and I'd have the part in my hand right now. my buddy Hector and I replaced this one, and working with Hector and with Greg, I've gotten more mechanical confidence that, you know, I could do this myself. You know, I'm wondering if anyone wants to put some comments, if anybody's watching this who does not know me, knows about, you know, mechanics. I went ahead and I replaced the cable, the clutch cable earlier with the Motion Pro clutch cable, and I kind of messed around with the tensioning on that a little bit till it felt like it was shifting smoothly. I'm thinking I did something inadvertently with that clutch cable that caused the clutch to shift rougher, which meant it was grabbing. But I would imagine that would have been in the front sprocket and not the rear sprocket, if in fact it was the engagement of the clutch. So if anybody wants to comment on that, you know, that'll be great. Other than that, I'll break it down. I'll pause the video and I'll re-engage it once I start getting stuff off. Hopefully this chain part, that was a nice shot on my hand. The chain, I didn't go far at all. I let it coast, but the chain is in there and I haven't tried to work it out yet. And if I go to a motorcycle place tomorrow, and I'll get some cleaner and some lube. I did get it. It's in my daughter's trunk, so oh well, huh? But hopefully that's not going to cause too much headache on moving it out. I'm going to pause real quick and probably reshoot this with some highlights. All right. Okay, I'm back again. I got these off. That was no big deal. Cotter pin from this side. Jeez. Cotter pin from this side was a bit of a pain to, it was all bent up. There's a cotter pin that goes into that bolt. There's the 24. But why I came back, I wanted to show you guys the chain, and I don't think it's gonna be any big deal. Like I said, as soon as I heard it, I stopped. I put it in neutral immediately, and so it looks like I can just throw it back on like what we did when we were kids with our bicycles. And I spoke too soon. Come on. Yeah, it's not lodged in there. It's not like cranked, jammed in there, you know, so it doesn't want to rotate. I'm gonna get my hands all dirty. Can't believe it. God, it just looks like maybe it was just too loose. Maybe it just got loosened up on the ride. Maybe it wasn't the clutch at all. Maybe I shouldn't be riding motorcycles. Come on. Engage. Famous Star Trek quote, engage. Maybe I'll go forward. Because I gotta throw it, I gotta throw the chain on this side to get it off. It has to be on this side, obviously, because if it's on that side, it's on the hub. It's on the hub side. So how about if I do this? How about if I leave it be on the top, try to thread it on the bottom, and you know, I'm trying to do the camera so you guys can learn along with me, or make fun of me, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause it again. I'm just going to loosen it, shove the whole wheel. I'm wondering if I was off. I'm trying to see if the wheel was centered. You know, I'll tell you what, nobody wants to have a breakdown on the side of the road. I don't even know if I'm in frame here, but nobody wants to have a breakdown on the side of the road. But honestly, if this is going to happen, stopping it immediately and not pushing the bike is preventing a lot of things. And sometimes a breakdown is kind of like a minor symptom. If it's not feeling or sounding right, stop what you're doing, because if you try to push it, you're going to have other issues to deal with. I think I baited that. So let me go back and pause it. Okay, so what I did, I loosened up done, right? Mission accomplished. All right, see the chain? So on this side, I could take the wheel off now. So what I did, loosened up all this, kicked the tire in to release any pressure. Chain came right out, it wasn't jammed in there. I'm gonna take the axle bolt off now. Let me see something. I'm gonna take the axle bolt off now. And when I do that, it'll free up the back. I think you should clear the brake calipers pretty good. Then I'll be free and I'll just take that off. So I can inspect the chain, clean it a little bit better. You know, I don't see, there's ways to troubleshoot a chain. You know, we inspecting it, make it, you know, check the links, make sure they're moving. You see the sealed rings, those rubber rings in there, just to make sure that if they're all pretty intact, and I can clean it really good, I think the chain is salvageable. Although it's always ideally, what's on my, I thought something landed on me. Although ideally you want to change the sprockets and the chain all at one time. And you know something, if they have a chain, I'll just do it. I'll just do the front, back, and chain. So I know that I alleviate any kind of other problems down the road. All right, so wheel is off. Probably get a good look at the sprocket now. I don't know. There you go, there's the teeth. So, got the wheel off. I'll take this off. This isn't going to be more than, I think, what I say, 12 millimeter on these. Pop the sprocket off. You know, maybe I'll have the pattern, so I could bring that down to the shops if they don't speak Kawasaki KLR 650 language by chance. And like I said, if I had, it kills me. I have 2 of these at home right now, and they take up minimal space. I didn't think I was going to need them. I just kicked myself in the butt for that. Because right now I'd have this going, other than having a new chain. And I have a new chain, by the way. There's a new chain at the house too. But other than putting a new chain on, I'd be done with this project. So I'm not gonna, I just kind of wanted to touch bases. I know there's some people that I met up in the border, up in Canada, a couple other people, but if you're following it, this is where I'm at. My buddy, my buddy John is doing laps on a ride-on. He's doing laps on a ride-on lawnmower. Yeah, I can laugh at times like this. He's doing laps on a ride-on lawnmower with this device in the back that evens the gravel out. I don't know, but it's loud. Here's another thing I'm stupid with. I carried the blue latex gloves to get my hands clean. Anyways, let me just get to it. I'm just gonna wrap this video up, but that's where I'm at. I'll probably do a follow-on video later on. I'll push this one out on YouTube. I'll probably do a follow-up video later on the completion and tell you guys how far I got. But this isn't any big deal. I wouldn't consider it an inconvenience. It would have been worse if I didn't listen to my bike and pull over right away. One thing cool about the KLR, I kept telling everybody, these are not hard bikes to work on. I'm not a mechanic, but believe me, I'll get the sprocket on. If I do the chain, I do the chain. If I was on other types of bikes, it'd be a little bit harder to get parts and work on. So it is what it is. So get out there and ride. Don't let this be a discouragement. Beautiful Washington day like this. A lot of motorcycles were on the road. I took the ferry. That was a lot of fun. Into Port Townsend. And then tomorrow I think we're going to go see the fort out there, the old fort, and I can't remember the name. All right, like, subscribe, get out there and ride. Hey, it was a pleasure meeting a lot of you guys on this current ride. People I met up in Canada, I met them at Denny's, the ones at the coffee shop. I gave a card to somebody at the coffee shop. If you guys are following them along, this is part of my adventures. All right, bye.